Hello, in this video we will see how we can do inheritance in Java. This video is an introduction of inheritance, and in the coming videos we will move to packages. Then once again we will revisit the topics of inheritance. So it's always a good practice to learn inheritance and packages together. So once again, we will see what is inheritance here as an introduction. Then in the next two videos, we will talk about packages. After that, we will revisit the inheritance again, and we can learn some more advanced topic. Creating a new class, taking the properties and behavior of existing class is called inheritance. The new class can have its own state and behavior. That means when you derive a new class from the existing class, it will also have state and behavior of the base class. So what are all the properties and behavior you get in derived class depends on the access specifiers. So we will talk about access specifier in terms of inheritance later. So far we know two access specifiers, private and public. Remaining access specifier we will study in the coming videos. So if all members in the base class is public, then in the derived class all these members get inherited. So in Java terms, the existing class is called as a superclass. Some programming languages call it as a base class. The class extending the base class is called a derived class, and in Java we call it as a subclass. So there is superclass and the extending class, which is called as a subclass. For example, the car class can define global behavior of a car. Then there will be multiple classes which extends this car's behavior. So for example, BMW, Audi, Ferrari all derived from the car class, and these specialized cars, BMW and Audi, can have their own properties and behavior. But the point here is BMW, Audi and Ferrari all derived from cars, so they all three will have common behavior and properties, and those properties are inherited from car class. So that means When a developer designs their classes, they keep the common behavior between BMW, Audi, and Ferrari into a single unit called car. Then they put the specialized behavior in BMW, Audi, and Ferrari. Then they will derive these three classes from the car. Here, the class CBMW extends from the base class CCar. So here is the syntax of inheritance. Here it is assumed that CCar is already developed, or it's an existing class, and we call this as a base class or superclass. So when a developer writes a new class, and if you want to reuse the existing class, he will extend the new class from the existing class. So the syntax goes like this: public class CBMW, this is the new class name or the derived class name. In Java we call it as a subclass. Extends is the keyword that tells that CBMW is extending from CCar. So it's just like how we create a new class. How we define a new class. We will specify the access specifier, public or private or a default specifier. Then we use the keyword class. After that we specify the car name. In case of inheritance, we have to introduce one more keyword, extends. Then we have to place our existing class. In Java, we can inherit from only one existing class. Here, if you see in the above syntax, CBMW extends from only one class called CCar. Like C++, we cannot do multiple inheritance. That means CBMW extending from two or more classes. That's not possible in Java. In C++, for example, one can create a new class called Pegasus, a horse with wings. So it may extend from the existing bird as well as a horse. So in Java, the complexity of adding the multiple inheritance is avoided. So they want to keep their framework neat, so they avoided multiple inheritance. Multiple inheritance is superior, but it adds complexity to the framework. So Java avoids it. The below picture shows how inheritance is represented in programming world. So if you see, there are two boxes. One is a CCar and CBMW. So the topmost class is the superclass, and the bottom one is a subclass. The pointing arrow tells that CBMW is extended from CCar. People won't usually specify the superclass and the subclass. As a software engineer, we have to understand based on the pointing arrow. So based on the pointing arrow, we can say which one is the base class and which one is the derived class, or otherwise which one is the superclass and which one is the subclass. Here is the example. If you see, first we have a class called CCar. It has two data members. One represents the car name and other one represents max speed. So these two members are common for any class. Whatever class people create, these two property is common. Then we have the method set name speed sets its internal members. So it accepts two parameters, name and speed. Then based on the received parameters, it sets the internal members, con name and max speed. Next we have a print car method that just prints the internal members with some descriptive weight. The descriptive weights are name, maximum speed. So in the system.out.print line, we print the name. Then in the next line, we print what is the maximum speed of that car. So here, CBMW extends CCar. So you can see the inheritance syntax at line 2. We know that CCar is already defined. So in the previous slide, we saw how CCar is defined. So we know the template. So it's an existing class. CBMW extends CCar. That means CBMW is the derived one or extended class or subclass. So it extends base class CCar, or the superclass for the subclass CBMW is CCar. Alright, simply CBMW extends the existing CCar. So CCar is the base class or superclass, and CBMW is derived or subclass. We have two data members here. CBMW part number 1, BMW part number 1, BMW part number 2. Both are integer member with a public access. These two members are specific to CBMW. So it's not a common property a car can hold. That's why it is here in CBMW. Since we inherited the behavior of a CCar, now CBMW has 4 members. One is car name, next maximum speed, then part number 1 and part number 2. If you look at the previous definition, we kept car name and maximum speed as public. That's why those two members get inherited here, and CBMW is having 4 number, 2 common get inherited from the CCar and 2 specific to this CBMW car. Set car details will take 4 parameters from user. So first two parameters is to set the internal member of this extended class CBMW, and 2 member is to initialize the base class members. So here we called the function set name and speed at line number 10, and we pass the incoming parameters to that. Since the members are derived here already, you can also set maximum speed and car name directly. But the member also get inherited. The method also get inherited here. We just called that method name here at line number 10. So set here print BMW car will print the content of this extended class. So you can note that how set name, speed and print car are inherited here. Since those two methods are public in the CCar, those get inherited here like the data member. So we are using those inherited members and we are calling it. One we already called at line number 10. Here when we are defining our print BMW car function, we are making use of the already inherited print car. So we are using that here. Since the member is already available as a CBMW cars member, we are making call to that data member, I mean the function member. So we are calling the print car at line 15. Next, so the print car will print the basic members. We already saw that. Then we put two more system.out print line here at line 16 and 17. That prints the internal members, BMW part number 1 and 2. So here we are using the extended class. At code snippet 3, we are creating a new BMW car. Then we make call to the set car details function. So as a user, through documentation, we know that the first two member is for part number. Then third member is the name given to a car, and fourth number is its maximum speed. Finally, we make a call to print BMW car at line number 4. So this will print the content of the BMW as well as the base class member, car name, and maximum speed. Let us explore this in Eclipse. First, we will create a Java project. So this is our CCar definition. Leaving it a default package. CCar belongs to a default package, and so this is our first class CCar. We already saw that in the slide. Now we will go ahead and extend the CCar, and we will have a new class called CBMW. Here's the content of CBMW car. To avoid typing, we are just copy pasting it. So here, if you see in the superclass section, we have object class from Java is given. So instead, we can type our existing class CCar from default package. I just typed 2 letters only, so it gave the default package and CCar in it. So I'm choosing it here. So this is our new class CBMW, which extends the existing class. So here the Eclipse also refers this as a superclass. So it's a base class. So now I'm clicking finish. So here, if you see, this is our extended class. I'm going to press Control Shift Space. If you see, it shows all available members here. The set car details is the member here. Set name speed is coming from the base class. If you see, set name speed is not a member of this class, but it is a member of a base class. That's why we are getting it here. So here in the print BMW car, I'm just keeping this, then putting a period. And if you see, this member represents the CBMW, and you can see car name, which is a string. It comes from base class. Then maximum speed is a long member that is also coming from the base class. You can see it here. Car name and max speed. Also, by putting a period, you can see print car also available here. This is print car, which is derived from base class. The outline window here, which just shows the member on this current class. But if you want to see all the member, you can use one of the technique which is specified here. You either use control space to bring up the window, or just put this point. So that means it shows all the members. It shows the current class member CBMW as well as the members inherited from CCar. Okay, we will create our third class. We already saw this in the slide. Let us keep a breakpoint. At line number 4, I am double clicking the margin area. So it will add a breakpoint. You can see a bubble here. Now, if I go for debug main entry Java, the program will halt at that particular line. Here this dialog switches the perspective to debug perspective. At present we are in Java perspective. It moves to debugging perspective. Here we are creating a CBMW car. If in all the classes, if you see, we skipped the constructor, so compiler will provide a default constructor. We will learn about constructor in inheritance in the coming videos. At present, we don't have constructor. We are depending on the compiler provided default constructor. But we have a set method and we are calling that here. If I step into it, you can see it goes to CBMW member set car details. So if I expand this means the current member CBMW, or I can say this means car. From car only we are making call to set car details, right? That means this means car here. When I am, yeah, if you see here, we are seeing two data member, part number 1, part number 2, then 2 more member. So these 2 members are derived from the base class. So first these two members are initialized. Now we are making call to set namespeed. Now I will collapse this. We will enter inside the base class member, and if you see here, this does not represent CCar. It represents CBMW, not CCar. Even though we are inside the CCar, here this is CBMW. That's why you see all four members here. So we are reusing the method in the base class, and we are initializing the car name and max speed members inherited to the CBMW car. Right. So call goes back to our main entry. This time we are calling print BMW car. So in print BMW car, we are making use of the inherited member function. So if I step in, it goes to the inherited method, print car, which is in the base class, and we are printing the car name, CBMW's member name, we are printing it, then we are printing the maximum speed, which is at 360. You can see those two in the console window here. Then we print the members that belongs to the BMW car itself. So BMW part number 1 we printed, then part number 2 also we printed here. So all four members are initialized and we printed that. So that's all here in this video. Here we saw the basics of inheritance. In the coming video, we will change the topic to packages. After learning the packages, we will resume back to the inheritance. Thanks for watching. Bye.